Well, now, what do you know about that Bitcoin being 55,000 when it was just, what, 42 like a week ago? Huh. Wonder what's going on. Greetings all, welcome back to Just Plain Crypto. We'll talk a little bit of crypto and about what's kind of going on. Isn't it weird that the market is basically flat and everything is going down except for Bitcoin? Huh. It's interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that, but just to bring everybody up to speed, of course, you know, anybody who has invested knows what has been going on. So October 1st is the first month of the fourth quarter. Typically, the fourth quarter is when every business actually makes profit, right? You think of like a lot of people say when they're going to work for the first 6 months of the year, they're just paying the government and paying the taxes. And that's just private individuals, right? And then, you know, the rest of the year is actually the money that they get to keep. That is not extorted from them. Well, if you're in a corporation, really, it's more like 3/4 of the year is all about paying taxes as well as having money aside so you can pay employees and buy everything that you will need for the last quarter, so that by the time that last quarter rolls in, you're basically covered. Barring a gray swan, black swan event, you basically have your ducks in a row, and all the revenue that's coming in, that is going to be your profit. So that's where the bucks are made. So it makes sense that on October 1st, when as soon as you hit that quarter, remember, we're dealing with big corporations, and that's how they work on the schedule. October 1st, funds are released. You can go off and go play. And that's what people did. It takes quite a bit of money in the billions of dollars to move Bitcoin because it is $1 trillion asset class. And it was $43,000. And in one day, it went up to $47,000. All right. Many, many billions of Bitcoin sold. Now, of course, you can see here in this outlined area here, and I am using Live Coin Watch for people who want to see the charts that I look at. I think it's kind of the best for a variety of different reasons. I don't know. To each their own. So you see what we have here in this, the background indicator here is what actually is the trading volume. It means that there was a whole bunch of people who are putting in money. We want to get some Bitcoin, right? And then, of course, that's going to die off, right? As the 9-to-5ers, they close, right? And then you go over to Asia and Australia and other markets where they might ramp up a little bit, but US 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And you see that this trade volume actually went way down in October 4th. It was incredibly low. But you notice the price of Bitcoin did not move. These were not traders that bought. These were people who bought, and as soon as they bought, they took it off of the market. There isn't any, because normally when you see this where there's a really, really low trade volume, typically the price will go down. When you have a trade volume that's not matching up with your little price indicator there. So as of the 5th, though, the trading started to pick up, and there's more money coming in, and boy, just today, we went, as we gradually rolled up to 50,000, we went from 50,000 to 54,000. And as you can see, that's where we're at right now. 54,900, actually, 55,000, rough-ish. And as we look here at the rest of the market. Come on, Mr. Train. Toot your horn. As we look here, I'm not going to stop because there's like 5 people watching me, right? The rest of the market, we look here, and it's not doing so good, right? On the 24 hours here, all of your really good players, Solana is down by quite a bit. It was at 171 when I had a stop loss in it like 150 or something, thinking, hey, I'm going to go down $20. Sure enough, it went down exactly to the stop loss and took my stop loss and then started going back up again for like the 5th time. Like, I mean, I should know better by now. But Solana is really taking a beating, and it's down to 151 right now. Polkadot is up just a tiny bit, you know, but like Luna up a tiny bit, you know, kind of maintaining. Really nothing, no real breakaway guys except the alts, or not the alts, the meme coins. Yeah, even Doge is not really looking good, but like Shiba Inu is up 80%, right? Doge was up by quite a bit also. It's starting to fall back a bit, but Shiba Inu, right? And there's some video game ones in here like Axie Infinity and things that are really, really, really pumping. But the rest of the market is either going down slightly or it's just up by, it's maintaining. And what this is the coiled spring, really, for the alts. There's a lot of people right now who are taking their alt money and throwing it into Bitcoin because that is the one that's moving. The people who do the day trading that do nothing but lose money day after day after day after day, those people, they're taking their money out of all of their speculatives and putting it into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the one that's moving right now. And so that is part of the reason for the increase. So I expect it will probably come down a little bit, but we're just going to keep on the upward trend, until we hit around the old 60, 65, and then people will take some profits, and then it's kind of off to the races, guys. So if you did not get in when it was $30,000 a couple of months ago, guys, I don't know what you were thinking. But if you're thinking about getting a deal on Bitcoin, it probably ain't going to happen. Probably ain't going to happen at this point, which is why I'm probably not going to make as many videos because I don't want to give anybody my opinions about what I would buy and this and that and the other thing and have somebody put it off and enter the market and buy Bitcoin at 80,000 and then Bitcoin goes to 60,000. Not my thing. You had to be in there when we were given that gift where Bitcoin was sitting at 30,000 for like a month. Where you had to be. Even getting it in the 40,000s is not a bad place. 55,000s, I don't know. That's on you guys, but everybody says Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000 or 200,000 or whatever, and hey, could be. And just know that unless I'm rolling profits, see, at this point, it's not that I wouldn't buy Bitcoin at this price. It's that I would be using it as cash, as a bank account, right? Is where I would be rolling in profits as I take profits from like Solana, or I take profits from Polkadot, or I take profits from these. When they pump, they will. Probably sit, going sideways for a few days, maybe a week, but they're going to rocket up and then Bitcoin's going to go sideways. That's how these things work. And what I would be doing to take profits then is moving my money over to Bitcoin. Keep some in Tether or something like that. So I will be buying Bitcoin all the way up. If Bitcoin goes to 100,000, yeah, I'll buy at 55. I'll buy at 65. I expected around $80,000, my own personal opinion, that it will pull back to 65, 60,000. Okay, for like a day or two and continue the rise up. Now, the course of time that's going to take, I have no dates. That's just the way that I see it going over the next several months. And I do think that the bull market is going to go in just like it did last year, earlier this year. And it's going to go through January, February, March, April. And then we're going to die out. That's what I think. Not financial advice, just my opinion. So that's what we have that's going on in the market. This is the time if you want to put money into something, you don't put it into Bitcoin right now. You put it into the altcoins because the altcoins, like 150 for Solana is not a bad deal, guys. Some of these other ones have not run yet at all too much. Link has been doing pretty good, but, Matic hasn't done really much of anything. Still a good price. There's a lot of good bargains out there, and they're all going to pump. You get into the bull market like they had in 2017, everything goes up. Everything goes up. Okay? It's just how it is. And you want to have your stuff in the fastest horses. And, and something like Matic is $1.25 right now. So you buy $1,000 worth of that and Matic goes to $4 or $5. Okay? This is the kind of gains that we're talking in, the kind of bull run that we are talking about. And I am a bear. When you listen to some of these other guys, I'm a real bearish guy. I'm looking at like 80,000 by the end of the year for Bitcoin, right? 80,000. So that's what we have there. We're going to talk politics. Unrelenting political brinkmanship edges U.S. closer to default. So apparently the U.S. is out of money. What else is new? They've been out of money for 50 years. This isn't a non-story. Nobody cares. Nobody literally cares if the government closes its doors. My life is not going to change at all. Yours isn't either. Even if you're on food stamps or you're on welfare, that's your state. That's not the federal government. The federal government really you don't have anything to do with ever. But they like taking your taxes like they pretend they help you out, don't they? Or they'll protect and serve. I don't think so. We're going to talk a little bit about gold because as we had this financial collapse ongoing thing where you're paying my house miraculously when I purchased it was worth $40,000 cash. Right? This is 5 years ago now. Of course, it required a lot of work and whatnot. But now, apparently, with the crazy house market, my piece of junk house is worth something in the neighborhood of $175,000, my wife showed me. That's not because my house is worth that much. That's because they need tax revenue. So what they do is they artificially say that everybody's house is worth 30% more than what the market rate was, and then they can tax more. So that is how that goes. And obviously, if you're living in a $40,000 house, you can't afford to pay taxes on a $175,000 house, can you? So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. We're going to talk about sound money. This is a crypto channel deal, and why Bitcoin is your digital gold, and why it's better than gold, and why you don't necessarily want gold. What's wrong with gold? It doesn't make you anything. It's easy to take away from you. You have to buy the real metal. Let's take a look at gold. I heard it today that gold has been a solid investment that's earned 10% year after year for the last several years. So it's a good investment. It actually outperforms some stocks. I heard this on a crypto channel from a channel that I actually somewhat respect, and this was a guest coming on, and they didn't tell him to put a sock in it, and I couldn't believe it. Let's take a look at gold. When people are looking at gold and silver, nothing wrong with gold and silver. But, come on, we live in 2021. We got the internet. Let's take a look at 3 years now. Here's the 3 years from January 2019 to October 2021. The 3 years, look at that nice, gold started at $1,250. Look at that nice incline up there to $2,000 she peaked out at. And now, it's making a steady decline all the way through 2021. After we printed trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, the price of gold went down. That's a complete market disconnection. That's complete ridiculousness. Obviously ridiculousness. But let's just look at it as an investment. Let's pretend everything's on the up and up. Okay, so inflation is at 15 to 20% right now. Okay. My house is proof. They want to say it's worth 170 grand. My house is proof. Prices at the grocery store are proof. We'll take a look at this. Okay, so we're starting here at $1,200, and 3 years later, it's up to $2,000. Now it seems like a pretty good little increase there. But the problem is they have this 10-year button that apparently this guest on this show did not have on his chart that goes back 10 years. Where we had a financial collapse in 2008, right? Well, look at the 10-year, right? Which this doesn't even go back to 2008. But we'll look back at 2012. Gold was $1,700 an ounce. And so then since 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, until 2019, 7 years where gold was flat and actually losing a lot of people money. It wasn't until 2019 it started to come on the rise. And if you actually go back farther than that, you're going to have your 2008 bump here. This must not be relative to the money. Yeah, it is. So at gold's peak was peak in 2012 was $1,800. And here we are 10 years later, and it's worth $200 more an ounce. After how many years of inflation? And we'll just say 5% inflation year after year after year after year after year after year. Now we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 6.5 billion% since it was first priced in US dollars. Bitcoin's only been around for 9 years. And I realize it's kind of a gamey thing because when you release a coin, it's worth a fraction of a penny, right? But even if you took Bitcoin at, say, $100, which is a substantial amount, how many percent gain is that? Right? They go down here through the math. So the 5th of October 2009, 1 BTC was 1/1000th of a penny. Okay, and this one goes up to when we are all-time high of 65,000, which is 6.5 billion% increase. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to take a little bit of a look here at the charts. How much time have I been going? I don't know that it tells me. This is going to be long because I'm not going to do them as often as I was before. I honestly don't have the time. I have to look after my own portfolio during these tumultuous times, right? Turbulent times. We'll take a look at the exchange flows first. And week after week after week for the last 6 months, you have here the dark line is the Bitcoin price, and then you have the purple line, which is the reserves that are on the exchanges, like how much Bitcoin the exchanges actually have to sell and to transact and do business. Now, exchanges have to hold the cryptocurrencies that they carry on their site. You have to do that so you can, when you're trading, it takes a while for those transactions to go through. In Bitcoin, it can take up to an hour. You have to have Bitcoin that you can do these transactions with, okay? So some of this Bitcoin can't be sold. The stuff that can be on over the counter or whatever is as low as it's ever been. It's lower than it's really ever been, according to what it says here. Lower than ever. That means that miners ain't selling nothing. No one's selling nothing. Them guys in China, they all packed up. No one's selling nothing. Good old Butterbean Vitalik wants to turn off mining for Ethereum also, so we can go fully centralized proof of nonsense. Yeah, that's what's going on there. We'll take a look at some more charts, and we'll do this so people can look the charts up themselves and understand what some of this stuff means. The next one, we'll go into market indicator, I guess. We'll look at the market indicators and see what they have to say. Loading up, loading up, loading up. Looks like this one's talking about leverage and how much people are betting on the horses and the bookies. So as we can see, estimated leverage ratio is now way down. The purple lines is the ratio, and the black lines is always the Bitcoin price on these charts. Short-term holders are up. Yeah, all the retail guys are FOMOing in. What we got here? Profit ratio. Oh yeah, here we go. Huobi global estimated leverage ratio. We absolutely destroyed the Asian market. This big purple line that goes way down means that as Bitcoin's price went up and this purple line goes way down, that means that all those Asian guys, they were all betting short. They thought Bitcoin's going to continue down for sure. And they all got wiped out. Oh, darn. Oh, darn. This is Bybit's estimated leverage. Yep, they're wiped out too. Binance, it looks like some people are betting long on Bitcoin. BitMEX, they got wiped out. And, you know, some of the reason for this pump that we've been having here is to wipe out leverage players. Just what it is. And these are, this is player versus player for the big boys. The millionaires and billionaires who just have fun when you have unlimited money or you have enough money that you don't really care. Why not play the market? That's, you know, probably Elon's thing with the way he wants to mess with people. I don't really care too much about network indicator. We'll take a look at miner flows. Because I did see one thing right here. All miners reserve under Bitcoin the reserve is way, 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 way down. And here they're selling, I guess, to get out of China. But then just a couple of days ago, we have this big, huge spike where they put 100,000 Bitcoin. They got rid of them. So I'm pretty sure this isn't just an anomaly. I'm guessing some big China closed down an Ethereum pool. You can't mine anything, I guess, in cryptocurrency wise in China, and nobody cared. Oh no, you can't mine Ethereum. Oh no. Which is, if anybody knows anything about mining, you really only make any money off Ethereum. So I guess the pool sold all their Bitcoin so they could go do whatever. Market did not care. Market didn't care. That's what's going on there. Pool, F2 pool outflows. This is all minor stuff. What else do we have? Inter-entity flows. Sounds exciting. All miners to exchanges flow. Ah, looks like we got something going on there in September. That must be the Ethereum guys. Nothing too exciting. The futures market. This is the BS nonsense market, right? This is what we want to focus on here. The nonsense market of the derivatives, I believe. Oh no, these are liquidations again. Must be inter-entity flows. Fund data. This one? Yeah. Well, I take a look at what the big boys are doing real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. So what we have here is hedge funds, retirement accounts, all of them kind of things. The kind of things that Grayscale and BlackRock and these guys and what they're doing and their investments in Bitcoin. And you see here everything that there is reported that people are aware of. You look and you notice that their investments and their funding, despite this drop off to 30,000 for Bitcoin, they've bought and they've hold. Why would these guys buy and just hold Bitcoin the entire time? Oh, no, Bitcoin's funny internet money. Grayscale Trust Holdings. And a flat. Okay. And it's probably going to go up some more. But these guys are not selling. Looks like there's some ETF groups, which is another derivative fun thing. Who cares? Why? The only reason that I can see for these derivative exchanges and derivative funds thing is so that you can gamble. That's really it. If you're an actual serious normal person investor, you kind of just want to, accumulate some wealth here and there and invest in things. Right? Bring out the dice and head to the craps table. But this is how Wall Street has been. But what's interesting is the thing that Bitcoin changes in all of that is Bitcoin is hard money. So when you lose your Bitcoin, you lost your Bitcoin. Ain't no taxpayer bailing you out. You lose your stuff, you lose your stuff. You actually do get punished for bad decisions. So that's all we have with that and the holdings. We're going to take a quick look here at the fear and greed. We are in extreme greed, which I think is very interesting because money is not going into the altcoins at all. And there's not a ton of money going into Bitcoin. It's just the big guys. There's money, sure. There ain't no money going to Ethereum. Extreme greed, right? So this is the time when you be looking to sell when you see these numbers. The next slot on here is, I think, Euphoria, if I'm not mistaken. And that's when you're looking to sell, at 76. Now, honestly, if you're a trading type guy, right? If you're one of them trading type guys, and you don't care about Bitcoin and preserving wealth or value or whatever, and you got in at like 30,000, yeah, put your stop loss up there at like 52, right? You made your money, or sell. You made your money. For normal people out there who are not dumb, though, Bitcoin's up to 55,000. If you got in at 30,000, you should probably put a stop loss in there at like maybe 45,000 or something in case of catastrophic event. But I don't know. We'll just probably just let it roll. But when you see these things that we have greed on there, you have the greed and everyone's greedy and everyone's waiting for the market to go up and Bitcoin to $500,000. That's when you're looking to move money out of whatever people are greedy on, right? Unless it's Bitcoin, because Bitcoin ain't going nowhere. Bitcoin could go to $20,000. Well, it won't, but what it would be a realistic Bitcoin in the worst case could go down to $31,900. Worst case. And within a month, it would be back up to 60 something, right? So that's what we have with that. And we will see you next time, guys.